Hello, once again, this is Brother Teacher. This subject is something that most of us are familiar with, and it's the subject of pain. No one likes it. No matter what measure of pain you may be experiencing, very minor, acute, and even chronic pain, it stinks. We don't like pain. We have a tendency to shy away from it, and oftentimes we want immediate relief and we run to the corner drugstore, pharmacy, or to the hospital to eradicate it. But the conventional methods of relieving our pain are not the best. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. As far as the medical industry is concerned, my hat goes off to all of the medical specialists, the doctors and the nurses and all of the staff that help save lives. But emergency medicine is the only medicine that we should use ever, or for the most of our lives. In other words, we should not be medicated every single day of our existence on this earth. Why, you might ask? It's really simple. We are living creatures, human beings, living organisms, biological. We come from the earth, and we are natural. Everything that we put in and on our bodies should be the same. Anytime a man creates a vaccine, a painkiller, something to soothe your stomach, and the list goes on to literally thousands of types of medications. Anytime they create those things in a laboratory and we ingest them and inject them into our body, we compromise our very nature. It is unfortunate that these modern sciences and this modern technology has a tendency to soothe us just for a moment, to calm us for a moment. A lot of it is psychological, but the underlying problem is never ever addressed. I have noticed throughout my life, from people that I know personally, from my customers, from my students, the whole gamut, where they have been made to take medicine to resolve an issue that they could have resolved themselves, or they have been suggested to have surgery. They've had part of their organs, if not a whole organ such as a kidney, removed, or they've had a prostate removed, or they've had part of their pancreas taken out, or thyroid. All of these things which were were intended to last us for a lifetime. How so? Now, as I forestated, emergency medicine is always in place. If you're in a severe car wreck or something of that sort of nature, or you're in a burning building and you've been consumed with fire, of course they need to give you morphine or whatever type of drug that they have available that can alleviate your pain. That's understood. But those are not the common scenarios that I'm talking about. I'm talking about every single day when you have heartburn, you go take a medication. You have gout, you take a medication. You have hypertension, you get prescribed a statin drug, a beta blocker. You have kidney disease or kidney failure, you get some medication. You have stomach problems, gastrointestinal problems, you're getting medication. You have pains in your head and migraines, you get medication. Something to cover up the symptoms, but never resolving the real issue that caused the symptoms. This is deep stuff that I'm telling you right now. But let me add to what I've already told you. Understand this. When you take medication, over the counter or prescribed, it does not come without a cost. There are side effects. Even if you don't see the side effects immediately because you want immediate relief from pain, for example, there are consequences for taking medications. And doctors are not transparent. And oftentimes when you pull them on the carpet and you ask them, what could this potentially cause in terms of a side effect? Could it kill me? Doctors don't tell you that. They are loyal to the industry in which they work because they pay their paychecks. The pharmaceutical industry is part of that system. They make billions and billions of dollars off of people's ignorance. So what are you saying now, brother teacher? Are there, for example, natural painkillers? Yes, there are. There have always been natural painkillers. But they don't want you to know about these things. You know why? Can you just imagine going to your kitchen cupboard or going to the grocery store, spending $20 or less on something that could take your pain away or that can even cure you, versus the pharmaceutical company or the hospitals charging your insurance company, your medical insurance company, thousands and thousands of dollars for a chemical? It doesn't take a blind man to see what I'm saying. But anyway, when you take prescription drugs, you'll be damaging your liver, your kidney, and your gastrointestinal system, your stomach, your brain, virtually all of your organs. None of them work alone. We are complete. We're a whole. Our body is a unit. When you eat food, it doesn't just go to your leg. It doesn't go to your heart. It doesn't go to your liver. It goes throughout all of your body, through your blood system, which takes oxygen and nutrition to your very cells. So whatever chemical you take, it's going to go throughout your body as well. It may affect other organs or other aspects of your body one particular way, but it's going to have some negative effect on the rest of your body also. So what are some natural remedies for pain? The funny thing is, before I tell you these 5 that I'm going to offer you, the funny thing is that many of us, we love to go to the doctor and get a script, as the old people call it, or a prescription, because it takes the pain away right now, because we want to get away from pain, versus taking something natural that we don't like the taste of, don't like the smell of, or it's not sweet when we have to drink it or ingest it. That is really insanity. Real healing and medication is not supposed to be pleasant necessarily. If you know and you can embrace the fact that it is going to cure you, it shouldn't matter how it tastes, or if it's bitter, or if someone is going to smell a certain thing on your breath when you're around them. That is all foolishness. It's stupidity at best. So here I'm going to offer you 5 pain remedies that are natural, that you can acquire locally on your own. And the first one I'm going to start with is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar should be raw with the mother. Before I continue and then conclude, remember this. I'm not going to hold your hand. I want you, once I give you this information, to take it and run with it. Check behind me to see if I'm telling you the truth. I don't want you to believe it just because brother teacher said it. I want you to be convicted on your own. Do your own research. But I will say this: apple cider vinegar is good for pain. It is good for inflammation and even heartburn. Don't forget, it has to be organically raw, and it has to have the mother. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, ginger. Ginger is good for inflammation. It is. Raw ginger. All you do is buy some in your produce section, organic of course, and you cut your piece about the size of a quarter. Use your own discretion. if you will. Peel the skin off. Stab it because it's a very tough root. Stab it. Boil your water in a pot, preferably a stainless steel pot and not aluminum. Drop the ginger in there. Let it steep for about 5 or 10 minutes so that the oils within can come out. Okay, make enough for an 8-ounce to 12-ounce cup so that you can make you a tea. Pour that hot mixture into a cup, and you can add some lemon, organic of course, and also raw honey for taste. And that will help your pain. You can drink a couple of those a day until the pain subsides. So let me say this too about pain. Please understand lifestyle. As I've said before, let's find out what's causing our pain. You don't want to continue to take remedies forever, because the old expression goes, you don't need to take medicine when you're not sick. These are natural things, and these are whole foods as well. So you can take virtually all of them all of the time. But I'm just speaking in general. You don't need to take medicine on a regular basis when you are actually not sick. So understand that. So let's find out what's causing your headaches or your pain in the first place, and then you, my friend, need to make the adjustment in your own lifestyle. You just have to man up or woman up and do it. Okay, so I've mentioned ginger and apple cider vinegar. There's 3 more. Turmeric, which contains curcumin. It is excellent for inflammation. I take turmeric every single day in a smoothie, and my arthritic pain has substantially been minimized. So I'm a partaker, and it does indeed work. You can make that also into a tea. The same method that we use for the ginger tea. Boil you 8 to 12 ounces of water in a cup. Let the turmeric sit for about 5 minutes and it cools. Of course, you want to stir it up. It's not the best taste in the world, but it's going to benefit you. Alright? Now you want to get these things into your system, by the way, and not just take them every once in a while, because most of us are toxic because of the environment in which we live, our water supply, and our tainted food supply. So we have to do these regimens 7 to 10 days or even 30 days for some of us to make sure that this is in our system. You follow? To see real benefits. Alright? So understand that and take that to mind. Alright, so I mentioned turmeric. Active ingredient is curcumin again. It's 2 more real powerful ones that I use as well. One is garlic. Garlic is good for pain as well. A lot of people don't know this. But garlic I take every day also. Garlic is good for inflammation. Garlic is good for thinning out the blood. It's a blood thinner. It's a natural blood thinner as well. Now, garlic is also good for earaches. Yes, it is. Let me tell you what you can do. You can get you about 3 cloves of garlic. Crush them. Understand this. Once you crush the garlic, the active ingredient in the garlic is called allicin. Wait about 10 minutes after you crush it so that the allicin can become activated. That's how it works. Then you drop it into some boiling water again, low. Make the fire low till it's just boiling. Alright, for about 5 minutes. Pour it into a cup, and you can also add a little honey to that for taste as well, for pain. Now, as far as the earache is concerned, forget the honey for a moment. You can take that same solution that you just boiled, and you can put it in a dropper and drop it in your ear. Of course, once it has been cooled, if you have an earache or your child has an earache. There's some that say, another remedy, that you can take that same crushed garlic after waiting 10 minutes, add some extra virgin olive oil to it, let it sit for a couple days, and stir it up, and then you want to warm it and place it in the ear canal, the ear that's hurting, and your earache will go away. That's a fact. I've used it. I've used it on my kids before. I know it works. Now, the last but not the least of all of these is one of my favorites. And there are a lot of people that like hot things. I'm not that fond of hot sauce and various types of dishes that are hot. But this one thing I have no problem with because of its medicinal benefits, and that's none other than cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is good for migraine headaches. Cayenne pepper is also good for joint pain. It is a mover and a shaker in your blood system. It opens up your arteries. Now, when you have high blood pressure or hypertension, what do you want? You want your arteries to be open. That's what cayenne pepper will do. It will open those vessel walls up, and it will send that much needed oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body, all the way down to the cell where it's needed. Now, what I do with cayenne pepper is I add it along with various other herbs in my smoothie every single morning. And it is a great preventative aid for possible strokes and heart attacks. It is good for heart health, in other words. And it is good for preventing strokes by keeping those blood vessels dilated. I know I told you some good stuff. And if you follow these things, and if you eliminate all of the processed foods in your diet, and it's going to be a struggle at first, it is going to be a challenge and effort, but it can be done. I'm a living witness. I continue to do these things and follow my own protocols, regimens daily. Every once in a while, I'll have a guilty pleasure. 90% of my diet is good, and the other 10% is not good. It's those things that I can't control, and it's that chocolate chip cookie every once in a while. We are all individuals. We have to treat ourselves individuals. Some things don't work exactly the same for all of us because we are different. Some of us are different nationalities and we come from different places on the planet. So one thing, a protocol that works for one very effectively may not work for another individual the same way. But there's some things that are basic and fundamental to all human life. You must think on these things as well. So I wish you all the greatest of health, and your families as well. Please take good care of yourselves and eliminate those bad things, not only in your diet but in your life period. Take the emotional stresses away if you possibly can. Eliminate those things that you can live as long as you possibly can in this one body that the Almighty has in all of us to enjoy on this earth. That was it, and that was all today. Yahweh loves you, and Teacher loves you.